today as a graduation candidate of the Funeral Service Education Program.
Thank you, Jim. Hello, everyone. Wow, I never thought that when I took a public speaking class that I would end up doing this. What an honor. My name is Robert Lewis, and I'm graduating today from the Funeral Service Education Program at Lake Washington Institute of Technology. I wanted to share with you some of my journeys as a student. When I first decided I would like to return to school and get a degree, I was working in the back of a warehouse and thinking to myself, I don't want to be moving 70-pound boxes anymore. So I set up my appointment to come talk to an advisor. I was not sure I could figure out everything I needed to do to become a student. I met with the advisor with my list of questions and all the different papers I had about starting school. I told her I felt unorganized and a bit nervous. She informed me I was rather organized. This was the beginning of believing in my own abilities. By the end of that day, I had a brand new student ID card and was registered for English 101 in a math class. It was a great feeling knowing I had the courage to start a new part of my life. Having grown up with dyslexia, I was not sure how English 101 would turn out. I'd not been a student for over a decade and was unsure of my own English skills. After my first class period was over, I had a syllabus and a list of supplies, which I was able to buy in the student store. The rest of my quarter went well, learning how to write papers and take notes in class. I chose not to allow the fact that I have dyslexia to slow me down. With a few of the basics covered, I was ready to conquer more advanced skills. I continued on with my education, taking all the prerequisites for my program. I told myself each little step was one step closer to my goal of a degree. School was not always easy for me. There were many challenges. Deadlines for papers and projects seemed to always be around, but staying focused and working on each one at a time, they were all completed. Even chemistry class finally came to an end. There's one challenge I think many of us can relate to: falling asleep in class. I remember my 4-hour-long summer lecture class on human biology. It was very early in the morning, and some days seemed hard to stay awake. I would slide my chair so close to the table I could not fall over even if I fell asleep sitting up. Luckily, falling asleep was not something that happened often. Another challenge was a personal one. I told myself when I started school I would not skip class for any reason unless, of course, I fell ill. I did not get sick over the last 2 years, and very gratefully I achieved my own goal of attending every class I was scheduled in. Being a student in the Funeral Service Education Program, I knew at some point I would be in lab and see a body for the first time. Just the idea of this is a bit nerve-wracking. What I did not expect while studying funeral directing and embalming was that the first body I would see during school would not even be in class. Last summer, sadly, when I went to check on a dear friend of mine, I found him passed away on the floor of his home. I had been reading and writing about death and now was confronted with it. I emailed my course director about what had happened, and she said I could stay home if I needed to or wanted to. I told my teacher I was going to be in class in the morning. To me, it is where I feel like I should be. When I saw her the next morning, she gave me a kind hug and started class. I was glad to be there. One part about school that is a bonus is making new friends. The people I found myself sitting in the classroom with on the first day of each quarter have gone from just other students to people I call friends. Funeral service education is not all sad, for example. We had fun, like many students have on many days. My friends and I would keep the battery from dying in the school hearse by driving it around campus on the cold winter months. Yeah. We always got looks. People were not sure what we were doing. This would make us laugh, and we enjoyed school even more. Some of the memorable moments at school were events like the butterfly release during a mock funeral, and the first day of lab seeing everybody getting ready with scrubs and protective garments. The students studying funeral service are learning how to help families with the passing of their loved ones. After completing a lab class, we learned that one of the donations we had in our care was a veteran, with no family in the Seattle area. It was decided by the students and teachers that his remains should be in Tahoma National Cemetery with other fallen veterans. As a class, we went there on a very rainy day and went through a very moving military memorial service. These days in school, I will always remember some of my favorite parts of life. Graduation is finally here. After working hard with early mornings and long nights studying, we are earning diplomas today in many different fields of study. I'm sure I speak for all of us saying, I look forward to the future. After today's ceremony, we all go our separate ways, but we have something very important in common. That is, knowing we have the courage that it takes, no matter how fun or challenging, to finish what we start. Great potential, more education, and the start of a new chapter in life is what we have all earned. The future seems brighter today. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2015.